Hi everyone, thank you for attending this Odoo webinar. So we're both here today to present a specific industry, so corporate gifts. So my name is Marie, I'm working here at Odoo as a sales advisor, so same role as Mathieu. The goal is to understand how companies work, how they would like to be working as well, and then suggesting a personalized demo, of course.
So, like Marie said, I'm Mathieu. I'm doing the same job as Marie here. So, nothing crazy here. We're gonna jump onto the program of today.
So we're going to start with a brief explanation of what is Odoo, of course. You may be using Odoo or you may be not know anything about Odoo yet. So we're going to first talk about this, then check the common issues, so specifically to this industry and those type of companies. And then we'll dive into the demonstration, which is the main part. So we'll see different flows here and link to those common issues, of course. We'll explain how to get started, what tips you could have from our side as well. And then we'll dive into the Q&A. So feel free to write all your questions. We'll check at the end of the presentation as well.
Great. So, oops, I went a little bit too fast. What's Odoo? So Odoo is a centralized software with a lot of application modules that you can use to help you run your company. So during the demonstration today, we'll jump into several different applications related to this specific industry, but know that Odoo is more than 80 modules, 80 applications that you could add to your company to fill up all the needs that you might have while your company is growing up, for example.
For the common issues here, we identified 3 main points. First one is all the progress of the report, so the work you would be doing for a customer. If Mathieu is coming and asking for a customized t-shirt, for instance, he maybe wants to know at what stage the production is, if we already did the logo, the customization, if we already maybe shipped it as well. So we're going to see that in Odoo, and linked to that part is all the issues regarding communication as well. Typically communication with Mathieu as a customer, just to tell him where is the production, at what stage we're at, if I have to send him emails, or if he has to send me documents as well, or emails. This is super important. The second point we identified is data centralization. As Mathieu explained, Odoo works with a lot of different modules, but we know most of the companies work with at least 3 or 4 softwares as well. And you have a clear lack of integration, and so you often have to write several things again. You don't have a full efficiency in your daily processes. And on the last part, well, linked to those 2 main issues, you have difficulties in scaling as well. If things are not clearly organized and structured internally, if you're not working efficiently, how would you be recruiting someone else to expand? This is not possible. So you first have to answer to those pain points before thinking about growing and having more people.
So now let's jump into the demonstration of Odoo, and let's start here. Like, I'm gonna pretend to be a potential customer for Marie's company. So I'm ending up on your website that is hosted and made on Odoo. So what I want to do here is maybe have a look on your website, see the product you are proposing, and I would like to have more information about the company. I would like to maybe order some products. So I could simply click on this Let's Talk About It button, which will allow me to book a meeting with Marie or someone from her team. So from here, I can check the date I'm available. And let's say I'm available this Friday and I would like to have a meeting at 11 a.m., for example. So here I could simply enter my information. I'm simply going to put Matt here, my phone number and my email, and confirm my appointment. So for me as a client, it's pretty easy. I have all the recap of the information about the meeting. I can add it to my calendar as well. I have a reminder that comes to my email as well. And maybe I would like to give a few more information to Marie as well about what I would like to inquire to our company. So when I've clicked here on Let's Talk About It, I saw the contact us here button. So I'm simply going to click on it. And here I'm able to write more information to Marie to explain her what I'm waiting from her company. So my company here is going to be test, for example. The subject is going to be, let's say, t-shirt, because I want custom made t-shirt and it's going to be woman t-shirt. I want a quantity of, let's say, 500 with a pocket printing. I could add here my logo, for example, if I already have a logo that want to be printed on the pocket, and additional information. I want t-shirt, for example. I hope that your client might give you a little bit more information than this, but as a client, it's pretty easy. Same as before, my message is sent to Marie's company and everything is centralized. For me as a client, it's pretty easy to see what I've done and get a feedback by email as well.
So I'll be working here as an employee of this company. So we're going to get back in the back end of Odoo, our company management here. And so before diving into all those requests, so the meeting Mathieu booked and the form as well, quick explanation here. So as we mentioned before, you have different modules, different apps. Usually one app is answering one specific need. So typically I would have my CRM, sales part for quotations, accounting, project management, inventory as well. You may be usually starting with 2 or 3 lines of apps, and then it's kind of a Play Store. Just click on this little button and you can install more modules. You don't have extra fees for this. The goal is just to see it as a toolbox, going step by step, adding more apps. Typically, if you're scaling, you're adding more people. You maybe go into the human resources part and add more apps in the coming years. The goal is that on this page here, I'm logged in as Marie, so I have my specific user. I would be seeing my profile on the top right, and I have all activities centralized here. We'll see it in the CRM. The goal is instead of having a kind of a to-do list, you would have it directly in Odoo. We're doing the same thing in our daily job with Mathieu. First thing in the morning, just click on this little clock, see per app what you have late to do today or planned in the future as well. And again, depending on my user, so my login, I have specific access rights as well. Here I would be the manager, seeing everything. If now we have a new maybe intern coming in the company, this intern would not see the accounting part, for instance. Now diving into the CRM part, so to see all requests coming from our website or that I've created manually as well. The goal is that in the CRM, I'll be finding different columns. I can, of course, name those columns as I wish. I could have 2, I could have 8. The goal is to have a clear view on the different stages, but so those columns have to reflect the processes we have internally. And so first option would be having a request from the website, as this one, t-shirt pocket printing. We could be creating new ones manually, of course, or importing some as well once you're starting on Odoo. On every opportunity here, so you always have the information side, I would say, on the left part, and then all the communication and traceability on the right side. So I now see here it's Marie, as I was logged in here on the website. I want t-shirt, super efficient message. We have to contact this customer to have more information, but we already know it could be a nice project as we have 500 t-shirts here coming up. So I could add more information here. Let's say it's going to be ASAP. We have to contact them. It's a nice project. The goal is for me to have a clear view on this specific opportunity. Going back here, I find all those tags as well. We'll see it afterwards. We could be filtering as well, grouping by with those tags. But the goal is to, at a first sight, automatically see what I have to do and what opportunities are important as well. I could set it as 2-star here, so going up in the columns if I have more leads. And then on the right side, I could be sending an email directly from here in what we call the chatter. So I could type an email, I could register templates as well, or I could be using AI. The goal is that once sending it from here, so I see it in my chatter. If my customer answers by email, we have it in our company mailbox, but we also have it here on the top right. So the goal is that if I'm going on holidays, Mathieu could be checking all emails, all notes as well. If it's a past customer, maybe we had a contact with him 2 years ago, well, I can just simply go back on this opportunity, see what we talked about, and see if the project is still up to date. Besides the emails, I could be adding notes, of course. I'll do here, and let's say we have more information after a call, and then I would be tagging Mathieu. Can you book a meeting, please? For instance, simply log in it here. Of course, the customer does not have any view on the notes you're taking. And by tagging Mathieu, he gets a notification with a redirecting link to this opportunity. So super easy. We don't need an extra tool to have groups chats with several employees or just Mathieu here. It's really efficient. And if we're willing to move on, maybe have a second meeting with this customer, I could be just planning it from here. It's completely integrated to my agenda. So I'll be booking here 1 hour up for the t-shirts, going back here on the opportunity, and we now see it on the top and on the right side as well. So full integration is done. I'm still in my CRM, but I've kind of went into my calendar app and then went back here, but we don't have to go back to this first menu every time, as all apps are integrated in Odoo. Once I'm moving on here, typically qualified, I could be adding more information. And let's say I'm going to book this project for mid of July, and we have an expected revenue of up to thousands here. The goal is that the more information I have, the more reporting I could have as well. Typically here, going in a list view, you have different ones in Odoo. Up, I would be maybe grouping by expected closing date per month, and now I see, okay, in June, July, August, the expected revenue we have. Nice for July, but we have to work more in August, so Mathieu, you're not going on holidays. You will be working more. So this is really important, as I could have reporting as well, so based on all leads, could be revenue, as we did, or it could be about tags as well. So the little tags I added before, going here, up, I could see, let's say the most requests we have are about pocket printing, maybe not back printing or other projects. So this is the one we maybe have to focus on now, but we maybe also need to do more communication about the other services we offer. So up, reporting is everywhere in Odoo. The more information you put, the more information you would be able to work with as well for reporting, as we'll see it in the end. Once we're moving forward, super easy, moving to the proposition stage, I will now make a quotation.
So now Marie told me and tagged me on the opportunity here, and I know I have to book a meeting with the client. Let's pretend we made the meeting with the client, and so now the client requests for a new quotation. So really easy here. I have my new quotation button, and when I click on it, Odoo is automatically going to open me a new quotation template here with all the information from the contact I already have. A lot of information here, but we're going to start from the top to the bottom. So I have the expiration date, that I can choose on here if the quotation have an expiration date. The payment terms, so all the classical payment terms here, I can create several new ones if I have specific ones as well. And I can also put a delivery date if I already have one. Let's say it's for 9th of July here, for example. So here, what I could do is simply search by adding products or services that I have already put with Marie in our catalog by simply searching the name of it. So by tapping the first letter, I can search my product. I could create a product from there or services from there as well. I could go through my catalog view to add a product. Here I can see all my products that I have. And here, what we have made as well is that we have made a quotation template. So a quotation template is a template that you build so that you don't have to do it every time manually. And here we have it for the pocket serigraphy. We have created one with Marie, and we already have all the product, the printing, the services, and everything that goes on with it. So I can find all the information. Everything is already pre-made, and I just have to modify the quantity. Had the product here. Let's say it told us that it was for a t-shirt in size L for the red color, for example, and you want 500 units of this one. So pretty easy. I had the 500 quantity, and I get back to my quotation. And here I have everything that's been added. I can simply drag and drop my product here into the product section, so it's pretty easy to modify. Now I want to send my quotation to my client, and like Marie said, we are able to send mails directly through Odoo to our customers. So once again, I have this purple button here, which is send, and when I click on it, I have all the information here about my quotation. I could give it a little bit of style if I want. Click on continue. Odoo is going to make me a template email. I can modify information here like we saw with Marie. I can as well add files. Let's say that we have design that we have made for the client that we want to include in the quotation as well. We could add several documents here, use another template like we saw with Marie right before. So I'm just going to add here a recipient, and I'm going to take this one here. Let's say test at test.com, for instance, set the email, and simply send the quotation to my client. So like we saw with Marie in the chatter, everything is put on. So we have all the historical view, and I can here check the quotation I've sent. We've made in this template the possibility to add a header and a footer to your quotation as well to give it a little bit more form. So you can find all the information here. Customer will find all the information about the quotation here and our nice footer. So now let's pretend I'm the client and I receive this email. So in this email, I will find indeed all this written email with all those information, the PDF, but as well a link to my customer portal. So when I click on it, I can simply here we'll have a view of what the client will see when he click on the link, and he have the opportunity to see here all the information about our quotations, the possibility to chat with us about this quotation. Let's say, for example, he wants to tell us that he wants 100 more t-shirt, for example. He could say it here and it will be centralized in the chatter and we can chat together directly through this. So pretty easy, but now let's pretend that everything is all right for me and I just want to accept and sign the quotation. I can simply do it online by clicking here using my automatic signature or drawing it here, my Beautiful. Nice signature, and I can simply click on this button. And for me as a client with simply 2 clicks, I've validated my quotation and everything is in order. So when we get back to our Odoo, we see here that we have a validation. So we get notified in the mail company that our client signed the quotation. And so now we have to move on to the next step, which will be the production.
Mm-hmm. For that part, integration is super efficient, as we previously talked about it. As we only requested the signature, we now see it's in a sales order stage instead of quotation sent. And we do have now new buttons coming up here. So the delivery, because we have to deliver the final product, of course. But then we do have projects and tasks that have been triggered as well. Those are the different stages, and this is linked to the issue we talked about previously, where you need to have clear stages for the customer, if he needs maybe to have a view on this, but for you internally as well, to know at what stage and how you're moving on for this specific customer. So directly from here, I could be clicking on project and tasks. So I'm still doing it from the sales app, as we see, but this is linked to my project app internally. Different ways of working. I could be having projects per customer, or I could be having projects per type of tasks. Both ways are fine in Odoo. Now we have a logo design one and a serigraphy, and so we have separate tasks in those 2 projects. The goal is that as a CRM, once I'm clicking on a project here, I have different columns. I can name them as I wish, have 2 or 8, same logic, and I would be having this new tasks coming up from the 6th quotation, as we see it in the filter as well. If I want to see all tasks in this project, I could just be simply removing it and see all the other ones in this specific project. Going on to this one, I'll be adding more information. So with Odoo, you could be adding more fields as well, still avoiding code. Typically, print size, logo format here, adding more information. It's a zap. 500 t-shirts, maybe 100 more, as you said. So this is an important one, and I would be willing to work on it quite quickly. So I'll be assigning myself on this one, and going back in my project, I could be also having a view on my planning. I have all the different tasks here. I could be seeing in a month view, in a weekly view, for instance, as well. And simply by clicking on the agenda, I see Mathieu is available. Just click on it, up, select this one, and Mathieu is finally going to work on it. If Mathieu is not available, as I see it here, there's a red message. I could be simply drag and drop it. Simply, yeah, you understood, on my side, so it's directly assigned to me instead of Mathieu. So changes are super easy. The goal is that on this specific tasks, if I need more information from my customer, I could be sharing a task. So in this case, sharing this one, let's say to up, Audrey, I can send it from here. She has an email to view this task. We're going to see it afterwards. But if I'm working with a project per customer, I could also be sharing the whole project to a customer. So here we're going to add Audrey as well in a read or edit with limited access or full edit mode as well. I'll set it up as the second one here, share it directly. Again, if I go in the settings here, I see an email has been sent to Audrey directly. Once clicking on it, the goal is that Audrey is going to log in and she's going to see the customer portal Mathieu talked about previously. So with the quotations, same logic. She has her orders, invoices, and then project and tasks. We're going to share her as well. Going the task here. Here I'm logged in as Marie, but so Audrey would see only this one. I see all the different tasks I have access to, all the different projects as well. And so I see this specific new one. So from the 6th quotation, as we talked about it previously, I can be sending my new logo directly from here, adding a file from my computer, up, sending it directly from here. Super easy for communications and follow-ups. And going back here as Marie in the company, I do get her email, so in my usual mailbox, but I also have it on this specific task as well, with all attachments as well that I find here on the top right. So communication is super easy. If we're now moving forward, okay, I have the logo. I could be moving to the frame creation directly. And if we're going to the final stage of task is done, I could be invoicing this customer as well. So going back to my projects, let's say logo design, I have all my tasks. I have all the sales orders related to this project. As we see, we have the last one here, so the 6th, that we still have to invoice. We see it in blue on the right side. Simply by clicking on it, I can create invoice, regular or down payment, and simply have to confirm it directly from here. Once it's confirmed, it's posted in my accounting. I could be sending it by email directly from here, but still, again, on this customer portal, Audrey will now see the confirmed quotation, the delivery, and different stages, but also her invoice that she could be paying now.
So now we have moved on with one of our customers that made a request through our website. But let's say that Marie and me, we have a really old company and customers used to simply call us and ask for a quotation. So here we don't really have to create a new opportunity, treat it in the CRM. We want to simply create a new quotation directly to send it to our long-time customers. So I'm simply going to go onto the sales app. Here I will see all my sales order as well, and I can simply create a new quotation from here. So when I'm clicking on new, I can either create a new customer. Here, as it's a long time customer, I can simply select it here from my contacts, and let's pretend here it's Audrey as well. And like we saw before, quotation template, payment terms, delivery date, and so on. Here, for this example, we want to show you the case that maybe here Marie and me are not doing to make the process of this product, but we have another company doing it for us, so we're going to drop ship the product. So here, I'm going to select my product by going through my catalog, and this client wants some personalized USB stick. So I could add them here. I can see that I have 0 quantity on hand. That's normal because we are gonna order them through our supplier through dropshipping. So that's a lot of USB stick for a single company, but let's pretend you want 1,000. So let's head back to the quotation. Everything is head up here. I can always have as well a view of here the quantity, the expected delivery date, all those information, because we've set up everything through our inventory app, through our purchase app, and we're gonna jump into it right after it as well. So I could simply here send, like we saw before, the quotation to my client, but as we say, it's a long time customer, and he say to us that, yeah, that's good for me, the price is great, I know you can simply confirm it. So great, we can simply confirm it from our Odoo, and now instead of a project button, we have a purchase button because we have to purchase it from our suppliers through a drop shipping. So simply by clicking on this purchase button, I can send my request for quotation to my supplier, or either confirm it directly if I know my supplier very well. For instead, I'm simply gonna confirm it here, and I can now see two new buttons, the dropshipping and the sales, that are directly centralized and linked here. So when I click on that dropship button, I have all this information. I could add a deadline, I could add a scheduled date if my supplier give me all those information, so that my client would be aware of everything. And once everything's done, I can simply validate everything, and everything is in order right now. So it's pretty easy. You can either way working like we did before, where Marie and me are doing the serigraphy, all the custom, everything, but we could also work with several different suppliers that work with us.
And here, as you contacted a supplier,
yeah,
and if we previously contacted him as well, is there a way we can compare price or previous purchases?
Yeah, indeed. So well said, Marie. We have our purchase app here. We went through the sales, but as we said, everything is centralized in Odoo. So now in my purchase app, I will see all the orders I've already made to my suppliers, which is Swag Pro here in this demonstration. And when I'm clicking on it, I will see here the product, and I can find all the information through this smart button. When I'm clicking on the sales, I can see here all the information. And when I'm clicking onto what button does it?
On the product, maybe?
On the product.
You have all past purchases. Okay.
So I'm going to click on the product. Sorry. Thank you, Marie. I can see here all the information about the product as well. So the page of the product, the price we pay, all those information, our supplier, and I can see the quantity I have on hand. I can set up reordering rules, and I can see here all the movement I had from my stock. I could have a comparison as well if I'm clicking here about all the product I've bought to this supplier, and it allows me to check if there was maybe an increase in the price. Maybe this time he's asking us to 60. Yeah, but last time we paid to 50, so why did it increase? So you have all those information that are into Odoo that allow you, like Marie said before, into our mostly sales view, but allow you to see it in a purchase view as well, to understand where are your costs going, where is your money going, what's the price of your suppliers, and so on.
And so is it the same logic for a customer? Meaning that here you showed us for a product, you can find all information. If now Audrey calls me and she wants to find information about something we sold to her, how is it this working?
So it's pretty easy. Here, let's pretend I'm new into the company. I'm the intern and someone is calling the phone and it's Audrey. So what I'm going to do here is simply go into the contact app and trying to search Audrey. So I'm finding her here. Great. I'm clicking on her profile, and here on top we have all the smart button. So the smart button here, like we saw before, are linked to everything that's related through Audrey. So we can find here, let's pretend she have a question about her last order. I can simply click on the sales button and see all the sales related to Audrey. I see here, it's Marie that took care of your last sales. I'm going to click on it. I have all this information. It's 1,000 USB stick. If there is a project link to it, I can see all those information pretty easily as well and get back through the breadcrumbs here to the quotation, through the profile of the customer.
Okay, perfect. Well, for that centralization part, the logic is the same with invoices. So we created invoices from the sales part, from project as well. You could be having some from the website as well, if people are directly buying products. The goal is that all those invoices will be centralized in the accounting part here. We have the sales invoices, purchases as well, could be expenses. We have different journals with all the invoices created in the other apps, with all the status as well. So we do have the last one here for Marie, with the 500 t-shirts. So it's posted, meaning it's already confirmed in my accounting. If now I want to track payment, I have different options. First one could be sending this payment manually. So she maybe already sent us 1,000 here. I could be creating the payments. So we now have one payment, only for a partial payment, of course. It's 1,000 here. Status is adapted. If I want to be more efficient, I could be connecting my bank as well. So you can check if your bank is suggested here. The goal is that Odoo is going to check all transactions, so incoming and outgoing payments as well. So if all information are the same, Odoo is directly going to reconcile the transaction with the invoices, so documents in Odoo. If something is missing, if someone else paid, we know how it works. Odoo is going to suggest let's say, the most suitable invoices, and you can just say yes or select another one, of course. Up for several customers, if they're late for payments, so we'll see it in red here as we have the due date as well. This is going to be adapted on the status of the invoice, but you could be defining follow-ups as well. X days before or after due date, Odoo could be sending automated emails or manual. If you have a complicated relation with your customer, you could be doing it manually as well if you don't want it to be sent to everyone. If you have several invoices with a due date as today, or if it's late for a customer, Odoo is only going to send one email with all PDFs, so super efficient. For the accounting part, depending on your country, you could be doing full accounting on Odoo. The goal is that once an invoice is confirmed, you have all journal entries as well. And so all those information are already pre-filling the final reports. Of course, you need to have knowledge. I can explain the logic, but I'm not an accountant. So those are two different works. But Odoo is already Odoo is,
let's say, pre-making the accounting.
Pre-making the accounting. And so you have all different numbers here coming from all the sales or purchases we did. I could always be understanding what's going on simply on clicking the amount. Odoo is redirecting me to all the journal items included in this specific amount as well. So this allows you to move a little further in the accounting, still having knowledge, of course, but this is easier. And this accounting, as well as all the other apps, are linked to the dashboard app, which I think is really important. You could be 2 in the company, you could be more, you could be starting or for 10 years already. This is a super important app as you find all statistics and numbers related to the different apps you installed before. So typically on the sales part, we do have 6 orders now, average order, the full revenue as well. Same logic for the accounting. I could be having my income, receivable, expenses, etc. Same logic, it's always dynamic. So if I want to understand this current income or receivables, I could be simply clicking on it, and then Odoo is redirecting me to all the data included in this amount to understand how it works. It's kind of an Excel behind, so this is something you could be modifying without any code or development as well. Simply changing the data you want to see or the type of graphs as well. This could be an option. You do have a lot when starting on Odoo, but it usually comes when using it. Maybe in 1 year, you'll think about something you want to see, reports you want to do, well, you can just adapt it in the coming years.
So we saw a lot of things right now in this demonstration. Like Marie said before, Odoo is a centralized software and you can add a lot of several applications while growing your company. So there is lots of applications here, some that are not useful for this kind of industry, but some that might be useful as well. So now let's pretend that Marie and I are launching a new services or a new product, and we want to tell our existing clients about it. Really easy. I could simply go into the apps and install the email marketing application. Let's pretend we are opening a physical point of sales. We can install it as well and run it through Odoo. So Odoo is really modular, and you could add application and modules while your company is growing or expanding or changing its way of working as well. So that's pretty easy and good to understand that Odoo is evolving with you, and adding new application to your database doesn't represent another cost.
No.
I don't know, Marie, if you have anything more to say about maybe our demonstration?
Maybe how to get started now.
Maybe how to get started, right?
So now if you want to get started on Odoo or getting to try the platform, you can directly go on odoo.com, so the website. First page would be suggesting you to create a test account, so for 2 weeks, but it's a generic one, if I can say. If you go to industries and then this specific one, corporate gifts, you know, have the start now button as well. But this is automatically going to create an account with the pre-configured options we use today, specifically for this industry. So again, it's a 2 weeks test period. You could be doing it by yourself, as well as you could be asking to meet an advisor as well. So you're going to go maybe with Mathieu or someone from our team. As we explained before, the goal the goal is to analyze how you work now, how you would like to be working, see if it's possible or not on Odoo. Then we go through a customized demo because it's always case by case.
Yeah.
We showed different things today, but you may be working differently as well. So this is an important option.
So speaking about that, what are the most important thing to understand about Odoo as well before getting started? Odoo is simple, transparent, and scalable. What it's meaning here, it's that it's a flexible rate. You could start with one application for free. With one app, it's unlimited in time and in users. So let's say here you just want to try Odoo for your CRM, for example. You could install it for free and run it for free with no fees. Then we have two different plans, the standard plan and the custom plans that are available. Everything we showed you today is standard in Odoo, which includes all the application. The custom version is if you want to have more flexibility about your software, maybe create specific fields, create automation, and so on. For that, we always recommend, like Mary said, to meet an advisor. We're going to share you a QR code right after that to book a meeting if needed with one of our business advisor here to help you understand your needs and show you if it's either more standard or a custom version. So all apps are included. We said it before, but all apps are included if you are in the standard or in the custom version. No need to use multiple tools or other software. Everything is centralized in one tool, which is Odoo. And what's included? So the hosting, the maintenance, and the updates are included in Odoo. You have access to our support every time as well. And we always like to say there is no hidden cost. Either just you add more users, your company is growing, then it's going to change the cost. But to see those information, it's pretty easy. If you want to have a view about what it's costing Odoo in your country, you could simply here scanning this QR code. I'm letting it a few seconds. If you want to click on it, it's going to be back on YouTube after as well. So if you want to put pause later on, you could find the QR code back. And the second QR code here is to book a meeting with one of our advisors to really qualifying your needs, understand how you're working. Is there any data that needs to be imported? Is it standard? Is it custom? Your question, and so on. Don't hesitate to book a meeting. It's totally free as well. So
perfect.
I think it's good. I'm letting the QR code 2 seconds more, and then we're gonna jump onto the question and answers that you had during this presentation.
So first question here is from Bernard Wiss. In this industry, customers often expect quotes that include options, variations. In this industry, customer often expect quotes that include options, variations, and volume pricing. Can you please explain and show that? We'll dive into the demo we used previously. It's easier. So going back here, the goal is that you can, well, you have different things. You can set different options here. First one would be up price lists as we used it. Price list here. You could be activating this first option. The goal is to define maybe different prices based on quantities as well. So typically here, I now have price lists. I could be having my default one, so using it for all customers. And I could be saying, for instance, on a specific product or category. Let's say here the B and C t-shirts. We had the 500 example. Well, for a specific variant or for all t-shirts, you could be having a discount maybe of 10% or a specific price or another formula if you're buying more than 500, for instance. So you could be defining different rules from here as well. The goal is that whether you do it on the default one, so it would be applicable to all customers, or you could be creating a new price list as well for VIP or recurrent customers, for instance. Second thing about the options, I'll take this one and up, duplicate it, it's easier. Well, that one is, I think it's this one, yeah. Up, perfect. We have now all information. The goal is that I could be defining what we call a section, so this gray part on Odoo, as optional. So I could be adding one product or more. Let's take the USB option as well. What do we have here? A mug. Perfect. Yep. I set it as optional. I could be defining a specific price or based on the price list that we'll be defining here. If Marie is buying more than 100 t-shirts, then she would have a discount, as we just did. The goal is that once I just register this on the preview button, so on the customer portal, Marie is now going to see she has different products as options. Okay, USB stick, super nice. I'll take one. A mug, wow, I didn't have some yet in my home. I'll take 5. Simply adding this directly so the customer is adapted as we already had the price and maybe price rules with the price lists. Customer can do it by himself, super easy, and they just accept and sign it and prices are updated.
Great.
I think
easy.
that's it, and those are the standard options for that part on Odoo.
I think so. So let's jump back onto the question here and take the next question from, I'm going to say CyberX here. So, hello, I'm a PhD scholar software engineer for a long being in academics. If I want to learn Odoo to switch my career, from where can I start to learn Odoo ecosystems and roles, and can I get expertise in? So here we have a lots of free documentation, resources that are available online. So if you simply go on Google, for example, and tap Odoo Learning, you will have all those information. We have free events like we have today for the webinar, but we have also specific topics that are going on. We have a huge community as well, so there is a lot of documentation that are available on YouTube made by other people than Odoo. You can find some links. We have full courses about all applications, starting from what's really easy to what's more a little bit, let's say, complicated or a little bit more sophisticated, let's say. And you have all those information. Like Marie said before, you can also create database for testing purposes. So if it's in an academic kind of way, you could be able to simply create an education base to have it like a sandbox and try understand Odoo and simply understand it, try to test it like in a proper sandbox. So it's free, you can test it, and in the future it will help you to understand Odoo deeper.
I was thinking about the previous question. We didn't really show it, but we used it, the product variants. Typically having one t-shirt with several colors. Customer could be selecting the variant as well, so you could be posting it on your website for them to have a look as well.
Indeed.
I was thinking about
that's
this.
true. We didn't spoke about that, but that's true. All right. There is no more questions. So thank you, everyone, for attending this webinar, and thank you for your 2 questions and interest into this industry.